Hello, 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 and welcome my Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and crosswatchers. Welcome to your 5-card draw. What do you need read for this beautiful new to full moon, July into August 2023? That is a mouthful. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons. Mal for short. They're just my initials. Professional witch. Professional intuitive president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 25 years in service. At the time of this recording, I'm the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. It's available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box. It's the Kindle version. It's clean, it's clear, it's pristine. But the original version over on Patreon, ooh, it is a Fellini film fest. A feast for the eye, broken down into chakra chapters, a gradation of color for each chart. It's amazing. I love that book. And we got a new one in the works too. I love my Patreon. All of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. They get a daily check-in with me every day, pretty much, give or take. Lightning does strike and, shit happens. But an unlisted YouTube live stream link, we chat about the day's astrological weather of the day, the astrological implications of that, the magical applications, the spiritual implications. We always end with a prayer, a blessing, a little something to send us on our way, and that's the best thing I can do any day, considering what I do for a living. And they also get all the extended readings, all the part 2s to the part 1s on YouTube. They also get an extensive discount on private sessions with me. We also have, at the time of this recording, Human and Hero, our first 2 tiers with 7-day free trials. If you would like to dip a toe for free, feel free to. And I love it. I highly recommend Patreon for any creative types out there. It's really been a huge passion in my life, and obviously if you can feel it. So click the link and check it out if you just want to see what's on the menu. And if you like, come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, which you can just call Mal. Hi! Just had a lovely meditation before doing this in preparation for this read. So I am ready to get down to business if you are. Thank you, Janet Grace, for the music. I listen to the music right before I go on. It puts me in the vibe. And these are my favorite reads, the 5-card draw, the spell kit readings, as they've been called, to plant a seed at the new moon and help it grow to full. So let's do some explanation for the new Aries and crosswatchers that may be watching, and then we'll get down to the divination. Feel free to jump ahead if you've heard it 1,000 times before, although we are going to be talking about the astrological stuff going on in this 2-week period. So, a 5-card draw is just 1 card from 5 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about anything in particular, but we're looking at your law of attraction, your spell work, your intuitional, inspirational manifestation, 8th chakra into root chakra kind of vibe, just in 5 cards. These 5 decks represent fire, earth, air, water, and spirit. So, I'm a witch, so that's why these are sort of like spell kits, just help you clarify and refine so you work with the astrological weather rather than against it, to manifest your heart's desire by water, by earth, by air, by fire, and in the spirit of unity for the well-being of all, blah, 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 blah. So let's look at the astrology. We have a new moon in Cancer on Monday, July 17th. That makes it a new moon on Monday. Duran, 2:32 p.m. Eastern Time. I said it in the whole series before, building up to this, and I'm going to probably say it. It's a little early in the afternoon to be lighting torches and waving them for a new moon on Monday, but we plant that seed that day, and in Cancer, I'm starting that day at 2:32 p.m. I will be drinking a cup of coffee, just basic potion magic to help me, because it'll be a Monday in a Cancer moon. Oh my God, it's a moon day on a Monday. It's a lot. To the full moon, then 2 weeks later in Aquarius. It is also Lamas Luchnasad, the next spoke in the pagan wheel of the year. That is Tuesday, August 1st, 2:32 p.m. and check it. New moon, 2:32 p.m. Full moon, 2:32 p.m. What? I just saw that like after I had written it out. I was like, wait a minute. And so there it is, yeah. According to the calendar, that's how it goes. In between those two dates, though, this one's a little tricky. Venus is going retrograde July 22nd. It does it every 2 years or so. It's not as frequent as Mercury retrograde. The Sun is going into Leo as it would on the 22nd of July. Here's the tricky sticky. Chiron goes retrograde. Now, Chiron is the wounded healer. Going retrograde means this could very easily go back to childhood issues, past lives, whatever. But it's so that we all become better healers, because the more you kind of really look at the wounds that you've lived through, all we have to do is survive them, and they heal as we go. Give or take, you know, a highly individualized healing curriculum for each and every one of us. But on the 23rd, to know that, to like, there might be some stuff from the past coming up, because it gives us great compassion for others when we acknowledge that we can still heal and have wounds, right? And and Chiron, come on, the teacher of heroes in Greek mythology, a centaur, a centaur, whatever you will. Then Mercury is going into Virgo on the 28th. Now, really, in terms of all of this, the thing that's probably going to be the best for in Aries is just the Sun going into Leo, because it's a trine. I'm not seeing anything else. I'm not sure what planet Chiron is in, though, or Venus for that matter at the moment. And just remember, that's building us up to, well, when the moon rides at her peak, then your heart's desire seek, and it's a high holy day. This is what I'm saying. So there's the astrology. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. Each sign could have a different seed, so to speak, a different heart's desire to wax to full. And cross-watchers, here's an opportunity for you to help the one you are cross-watching for manifest their heart's desire by water, by earth, by air, and by fire, with insight, with understanding, with sympathy, with empathy, and with some clues, tips, and hints here you might want to integrate. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do my best to get the clarity, guidance, and grace the Aries Collective and the Crosswatchers need to manifest their heart's desires, because it's part of their sacred contracts of what they came in to do in this life as part of a much larger plan that we have no real idea about. Please take a nice deep breath. And that's what's called divination. Still point. Oh, here we go. Ancestors override. First read of the series. As I call upon the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism for the Aries Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and Crosswatchers watching this video, drawn to this reading, using the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. What is the spell fragment to help them clarify and refine their element, the element of fire, what they yearn for, what they burn for, what their heart's desires, or perhaps what is required to manifest their heart's desire? This beautiful, new to full inspiration. Inspiration. Oh, we got a goddess name on here. Now, of course, you fill in the blanks there. You rewrite this. I very rarely do spells that are directly written. I always got to tweak them, particularly if they're not an iambic pentameter. It pisses me off. I'm a Virgo. Isis, goddess of magic, I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. So if you're not working, Egyptian pantheon, I go with the Hellenic Greeks myself. I'd say Hecate, goddess of magic, I ask of thee. But, tweak the words. It's about inspiration, about taking spirit in, right? In spirit, the action of a spirit in movement through us. Bringing it in. All right, now that can be absolutely your heart. Some people, I have had moments, all I want to do is be inspired by something. We've all been there. But this might also be what is required to manifest your heart's desire, so let's ground it with the Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. If you have the stone indicated here, use it. That's all I'll say, use it. A much longer explanation, but I've done that in every other reading, so I'm cutting down on that a bit. But really, anything physical, tangible, element of earth, as a reminder, whatever is helpful, but really it's about the oracle message. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ariel, override. as I call upon my beloved Archangel Ariel, one of the archangels of the north, powers of earth, hence the crystal oracle, Archangel of Lyons, Archangel of nature, Archangel of wealth, please. One card in clarity for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading for the element of earth, the fuel to feed the fire, to help ground and manifest this heart's desire. This beautiful, beautiful July into August. It's not blue, it's not green, it's aquamarine. Start painting the roses red. Oh my goodness, Alice in Wonderland. Okay, aquamarine can run you depending on the cut and the color and the quality of the stone, certainly. But like I said, it's really more about the oracle message itself. Moderation, interesting, energy, tolerance, gentleness, compassion, feminine, goddess. Yes, it is definitely an aquatic stone, obviously, with the word aqua in it. Whether male or female, you can overcome a current conflict by reflecting and applying moderation, tolerance, gentleness, and compassion. Okay, so it's not the usual warrior Aries stance on things, but it is the innocent child of the zodiac, first sign. These qualities are not a weakness, rather they are strengths. What is called for at present is greater compassion and tolerance coupled with a little patience and gentleness, like you would with a little kid, right? That makes sense. It is possible to resolve things in an amicable way to create a positive outcome for all concerned. And you know, the mother vibe on that makes sense with the new moon and Cancer on a Monday. I mean, Cancer's ruled by the moon. It's there. Do what you want with it. As you look back on this current episode, you will realize a valuable lesson. Compassion and tolerance are signs of maturity and strength of character. They are qualities that infuse all with love and light. And that means all. Like, boom, like all. Like every atom, every quark, all at once. Yeah. That's unity for you. What you gonna do? Oh, make your way through the illusion of separation back to unity, but you do you. Let's, for the element of air, call upon the archangels. Archangel Fire Oracle, Alexandra Women. Everyone has access to archangels because your higher self is called a guardian angel, which belongs to an archangel. The archangels club up and they gang up and they become the thrones, the powers, the dominions, the principalities, the seraphim, the cherubim. I'm sure I'm forgetting them, but they're cool. So just call, right? Just ask. They do not intervene unless we make the call. And you have complete free will of how you want to do that. If you want to do that, please take a nice deep breath. I do that. Obviously, I hope. I still point. Archangelic override. As I call upon the beloved archangels for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, drawn to this reading, who is the archangel waiting in the wings with their wings, ready to swoop in and help at the slightest invitation, prayer, or invocation, that's new, to help the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers manifest their heart's desire that either is or does require inspiration with some tolerance and some compassion. That aquamarine. What is the element of air? The mental part of this, the archangel to come and help this beautiful, beautiful July into August. Kerubiel, you've got the four feet, he's got the four heads, and it's the four fixed signs of the zodiac, very much like the Wheel of Fortune, Rider-Waite Tarot. I mean, that's a lot. Kerubiel. Is this glory? I mean, I'm still not familiar. That's why you have to read it out of the book. They don't put the keywords on the cards, which I love that. Make us read, make us research. I'm a Virgo, can you tell? Let's go here. 27, 30, 31, 32. We're almost there. Illumination for inspiration. Illumination? Oh, I need the magnifying glass for this for sure. One of the heads of the mighty cherubim angels. Cherubiel is a powerful archangel, unlike the classical pictures of chubby flying babies. It's so true. You see a cherub, shit's going down. Cherubs actually have 4 faces, that of a lion, an eagle, an ox, and a human, which point to each of the 4 directions of the compass. The name cherubim means wisdom, and Cherubiel's name specifically means the flames which dance around the throne of God. How's that for you, Aries? Just dance around the throne of God and shake it. Shake that Aries flame. The message, do not delay. Okay, the time has come to share of your light. Be unafraid to speak your truth, for there are many who will benefit from your message. But obviously that's saying being tempered, to ground that, right? That feminine sort of goddess energy, right? That compassion, that tolerance, that peace, but yet to still speak your truth. I think that's amazing. Illumination. I don't know, the human head's kind of hot. I'm allowed to get away with that. You're allowed to get away with that, really. In some ways, the goofier you are, the more they see your innocence, and they're like, okay, they just pat you on the head and help you. Our next element for the element of water, wonderful standby. I love it so much. The Whispers of Love Oracle, Angela Hartfield. She also does the Whispers of Lord Ganesh that I use a lot in the readings here. The voices of the higher selves of all involved. So, you know, chances are what we're seeing here in Aquamarine, there are probably some other people involved here, but you got illumination and inspiration bookending that so far. That feels good. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, this is a fun one. Still point. Higher selves override. As I call upon the beloved higher selves of the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and their cross-watchers. Please, beloved ones, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love? For the element of water, to help the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and cross-watchers watching this video, drawn to this reading, manifest their heart's desire with the love that is the divine power, the energy and motion that we experience as emotion when in physical bodies, to manifest their heart's desire that either is or does require inspiration with compassion and tolerance. Bring it on, the illumination, this beautiful, beautiful practice compassion. So what I'm seeing here is that your fire and your air seem to be in alignment, and your earth and your water seem to be in alignment. Juggle it as you will. See things from a different perspective. Illumination will do that, particularly if you've got an archangel that's looking in 4 different directions. I would think the inspiration will be made clear. But without the open heart, right, the energy's got to make its way up to them higher chakras, dealing with something in the physical world, right, whatever this is that you need to apply compassion for, or at least practice it, right? It doesn't say master it now or else, right? Higher selves just practice, right? And that's the thing, like we said, with Chiron retrograde, it's like that's exactly it. It's like we've all had to heal. Who hasn't? I mean, some people can make it look good, like I'm Leo rising, you know, you do your best. But I'm very, very honest about my process, obviously. So, we'll come over on Patreon, them daily check-ins. Woo, this morning was a fun one. So, let's get our last card down. Matcon Healing Mantra, the card of spirit, to unify, electrify it all. So, you know, you grab a piece of aquamarine or something similar. Clear quartz does everything. Call in Cherubiel, the intention to practice compassion, cast the spell, plug it in however you want. I'm going to say it as written at the end of this. And then do the mantra. I mean, I lock these into the same 4 pieces of jewelry. One for my sun, one for my moon, one for my rising, and one for my Venus. So they're kind of always there because I wear them a lot. All right, enough. Let's do this. Oh boy, the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. It's like standing in the middle of an amphitheater. Sitting. Still point. Ascended Masters override. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, please, beloved ones, one card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading to help them manifest their heart's desire. By water, by earth, by air, by fire. Inspiration, aquamarine, Cherubiel's illumination as they practice compassion. This beautiful nudiful. Hearing inner guidance. Oh, come now. My intuition flows whenever I am still. Well, there you go. There you go. Because when our nervous systems are overwhelmed, we're just dealing, right? There's survival mode, and then there's just, all right, day to day. But certainly to find stillness is when inspiration hits. It's like you got to open up the 1,000-petaled lotus and just sit there, right? Waiting to be struck by lightning. Now, Terry Pratchett's take on inspiration in the Discworld series. They just sleet through the universe, these particles. And sometimes, you know, instead of hitting a genius, it hits a turtle or something. You know, he's big on turtles was. Oh, I miss him. Hearing inner, did I just zoom right past you? Hearing inner guidance. My intuition flows whenever I am still. When you hear inner guidance, you receive an affirming and defining moment of inspiration. Your fire, your air, and your spirit have literally the word. It's so connected. It can be a new direction, a new way of seeing old patterns, or an enchanted idea that is delivered in your own voice out of the silence. When inner guidance is heard, you are ready to either hunker down into the healing benefit of your current circumstances or move forward into a brand new chapter. In either case, this is an opportunity to further align with your soul by embracing your needs. This mantra is ideal for resolving restlessness, becoming a better listener, and being more open-minded. And I think if what you're looking for is inspiration, you sort of got to say, okay, it is an act of surrender for that, particularly if you're an artist. I mean, my God, I'm a mystical artist. My goddess, I'm a mystical artist. I mean, I am. I deal with the mysteries of the divine day in, day out, right? So to really keep that open mind and the innocence of the child, again, Aries being the child of the zodiac, the divine child of the zodiac, as we are, I guess, at our core. So we're going to put this together in a blessimation. It's a blessing and a summation all at once. Then we'll talk about stuff at the end if you want. You know, readings and Patreon and whatever else comes out my mouth. Please take a nice deep breath. These are my favorite reads. I plan on enjoying them thoroughly. Still point. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the beloved pantheons of the divine, for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video, receiving this rather lightful and delightful reading. May they be blessed with all that they need to manifest their heart's desire by hearing inner guidance, because their intuition flows whenever they are still, and certainly if they call in Cherubiel there to assist with seeing things differently in that stillness, that illumination. Light is truth, bringing that in. That's a process in itself, and for them to practice compassion, to see things from a different perspective, particularly for themselves. Particularly looking back, perhaps with Chiron going retrograde, that might be a thing. So for them to be tolerant and compassionate, more of that goddess, more that oceanic vibe there, to ground that everything they do be from a little bit more gentler, a little more tolerant, a little bit more compassionate, but as they practice compassion, that they receive the inspiration that they require to manifest their element of fire, what they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. Isis, goddess of magic, they ask of thee to bring your inspiration to them, to thee, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be, and so it is. Sometimes inspiration is just that, just a little doink. It really is. You sit still, and boink, it'll find you, because it's trying to find you as much as you're trying to find it. Did it help? Then hit the thumbs up. Help other Aries find it. Do you want more? Subscribe, because I'm not stopping anytime soon. Because the truth of the matter is I really love Patreon. And if YouTube allows me to tell people about Patreon, even if they don't subscribe to my stuff, for them to check it out for themselves. I know there are other platforms like it, but they keep expanding, like giving us 7-day free trials. Like, that's great. We got a lot of people, like, after 2 days, they're like, I'm in. It's like, woo! So much fun for a creative type like myself. So, seekers, humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, mystics, gods, goddesses is the top tier. They get everything available. But all of them, regardless of subscription, get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount with private sessions with me, live, in person, right, whatever, recorded, zoomed, if I gotta travel. It's we'll talk about that next, but just, it's so important for me to just say that it made all the difference in my life as a creative type. So for those who may be ready for something new here and inspiring, go check it out for yourself as well. And if you'd like to book me for a private session, you can do that on my website, drawingthecircle.com. Nothing like a visual device to help people remember your website, drawingthecircle.com. Click on the store. The store will take you to the store, oddly enough. I'm glad that works. And you'll see reading packages as well as spiritual counseling. You can read all of that there. Or you could watch the video that's in the description box, booking private sessions with Mal. I made it because sometimes people just want to hear it from the person who's doing it. So that's exactly what I did. It's about 11 minutes. My mom loves it. And I changed my prices for the 25th anniversary. So it's nice and clean and clear. And I've never turned anybody away for lack of funds, ever. And I never will, because that's not who I am. That's not what I'm here to do. I am here to serve and inspire as I go if I can. But I'm doing it by example. So you do that too, Aries, because you're the first sign of the zodiac. You might as well. So hang in there, manifest those heart's desires by water, by earth, by air, by fire. It's just going to help all of us in the end. So hang in there. I love you. You can do this. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.